Standing on a promontory overlooking the River Teme in the English county of Shropshire are the ruins of Ludlow Castle, a once important castle and the stronghold of the Earls of March. Being strategically positioned, the castle has bore witness to much bloodshed and suffering. It is perhaps no wonder then that it is arguably one of the most haunted castles in Britain. The castle was probably founded by Walter de Lacy after the Norman Conquest and was one of the first stone castles to be built in England. In the early 12th century, a civil war between Stephen and the Empress Matilda broke out, and Ludlow Castle was taken by Stephen after several attempts in 1139, famously rescuing his ally Prince Henry of Scotland, when the latter was caught on a hook thrown over the walls by the garrison. It is from this period that one ghostly tale originates, that is, of Marion de Bruer. In 1139, Ludlow Castle had been held against Stephen by the Lady Sybil, widow of Payne Fitzjohn, who died in 1137. To secure Ludlow Castle to his cause, Stephen married Sybil to a man deemed loyal, one Jos de Dinane. However, perhaps convinced by his new bride, Jose betrayed the trust of Stephen and fortified Ludlow Castle against the king. Marion de Bruer was part of the retinue of Ludlow Castle. She is a lady in love with one Arnold de Lacy, a knight who did side with supporters of the king. Despite her lover's enmity with her lord of the castle, Marion secreted her lover into the castle walls by hanging down a rope for him to climb, and so the lovers continue to meet. All is well until Jose de Dinane is called away from the castle. On that ill-fated night, Marion lowers her rope for her lover, and unbeknown to her, Arnold de Lacy leaves it hanging down behind him. In darkness, Gilbert de Lacy and 100 men breached the walls. So it was that Ludlow Castle was taken. Marion, realising her betrayal, snatched Arnold's sword and slit his throat before throwing herself from the tower. They say in Ludlow that Marion's ghostly figure might still be seen in the ruins at dusk. On the anniversary of her suicide, her ghost reenacts, and you can hear her screams as she falls to the rocks below. Others say she used to be seen wandering around the base of the tower itself. The tower is also supposed to be haunted by a soldier whose heavy breathing and footsteps is often heard. Some report of seeing this unknown soldier, often described as being in Civil War armour, leaning against the stone, clutching at a wound on his stomach. Visitors to the castle lodge have reported seeing the spectre of a teenage girl wearing Tudor costume. The apparition walks the attic corridors as well as visiting the nursery. Feelings of being watched and cold drafts have been reported in this area. One eyewitness even came rushing out of the attic room in a visible state of terror after allegedly having witnessed the young girl disappear through a closed door. Legend has it that this young girl is the ghost of Catherine of Aragon, who after her marriage to Prince Arthur was sent to Ludlow Castle so that Arthur could preside over the Council of Wales and the Marches, as his position dictated. The couple stayed in the castle lodge, but less than 5 months into their marriage, Catherine and Arthur became very ill, possibly with the sweating sickness, and although Catherine made a full recovery, Arthur perished on the 2nd of April 1502. Catherine found herself a widow in a strange country. It is believed that Catherine has returned to the home she once inhabited with her young husband, the Prince of Wales, presumably being drawn back by the happy memories they once shared within the walls of the lodge. Along with ghostly sightings are the reports of UFOs that have been reported many times. Witnesses have described seeing triangular-shaped crafts silently hovering above the ruins, where they remain for some minutes before flying away at impossible speeds. Ludlow Castle has long been the subject of paranormal investigations and has been dubbed as one of Britain's most spookiest places. But skeptics dismiss the ghostly sightings as misinterpreted natural phenomenon and made-up tales, also stating that any investigations are biased as they are conducted by those who believe. But whether or not Ludlow Castle is truly haunted comes down to one question: do you believe?